Today, you are going to Odisha, a state on the eastern coast of India, wedged between the Bay of Bengal and the rest of the world's attention. You are going there in search of one thing: the single biggest gathering of human beings on the entire planet, one that happens on purpose, on the same day, every single year. You think, you know what a big crowd feels like, a concert, a stadium on game night. You have felt your own edges blur into the mass around you. Now forget all of it, because none of it comes close to what happens once a year on a road in Odisha called the Bada Danda. 1 million people, one road, 3 wooden gods, each riding a chariot taller than a 4-story building, and a king who steps down from his palace to clean up after them. Picture the road itself, shoulder to shoulder, bodies packed so tightly that people climb onto each other's backs, just to see color rising above the crowd, conch shells blowing from every direction, the heat pressing down like a hand, and somewhere ahead, on 16 massive wooden wheels, a tower wrapped in red and gold begins impossibly slowly to move. This is the Rath Yatra of Lord Jagannath, and it might be the largest religious gathering on earth that repeats, without fail, every single year. Here is the part that should not make sense. The god does not wait to be visited, the god comes outside. For most of the year, Jagannath sits inside a 12th century temple in Puri, beside his brother Balabhadra and sister Subhadra. They are not carved from stone, they are made of sacred neem wood, replaced every 12 to 19 years in a ritual so secretive the priests are blindfolded while they do it, because to them it is not wood, it is the body of God. Once a year, all 3 are carried out and placed on chariots rebuilt from scratch, using not a single iron nail. Then 1 million people pick up the ropes and pull. Why would anyone build something so massive just to tear it down and build it again next year? Because nothing here is meant to last. The chariots are temporary. The wood is temporary. Even the king's power is temporary, at least for one day. That is the whole point. Before the chariots move, the Gajapati Maharaja himself, the actual ruling king of Puri, walks out and sweeps the chariot floor with a golden broom, the most powerful man in the region, cleaning the ground in front of a god and 1 million strangers. It is called Charapanhara, and it says one thing without a single word: before this god, everyone is equal. Colonial observers who saw this scene centuries ago were so shaken by it, by the sight of an unstoppable wooden tower rolling forward, pulled by thousands of hands at once, that they gave English a new word for it: Juggernaut. A thing so massive nothing can stop it. For over a century, that word carried a warning inside it, the implication that a crowd this size must be dangerous, uncontrollable, a single organism with no mind of its own. But here is the twist: it is not chaos. Trained temple servitors coordinate the ropes, singers called dahuka chant verses that, by tradition, are what actually gets the chariot moving. When a wheel sticks in the road, nobody panics. People wait, adjust, and try again. A century ago, the sociologist Emile Durkheim studied crowds like this one and coined a term for what happens inside them: collective effervescence. His theory was simple. When people gather around a shared ritual, their sense of self briefly dissolves into the group. They feel larger than themselves. Durkheim believed this feeling is not a side effect of religion. He believed it is the actual origin of it. The awe comes first. The beliefs get built around it afterward. And you already know this feeling. You just called it something else. That electric charge when a stadium roars as one voice. That sense of disappearing into a crowd that somehow makes you feel less alone, not more. Modern crowd researchers have found the same pattern in emergencies and evacuations. Strangers do not turn selfish under pressure. They organize. They make room for each other. The togetherness itself is what keeps people safe. The road in Puri did not invent that feeling. It just never stopped practicing it. For over 800 years, on the same 3 kilometers of ground, a king is on his knees tonight somewhere, sweeping the floor for his god, and 1 million strangers are standing behind him, proving the oldest human instinct is not to stand apart from the crowd. It is to disappear into it together.